Good morning and welcome to the special meeting of the Board of Public Works for Friday, August 7th, 2020. Dr. Campos, can you please set a quorum for us, please?
Absolutely, Dr. Davis. This is Fernando Campos, Executive Officer with the Board of Public Works. We are joined today with Commissioner Caloza, Commissioner Villegas, and Commissioner Davis. All are dialing in remotely. Dr. Davis is calling in from his City Hall office, and Commissioner Caloza and Commissioner Villegas are dialing in from home. Dr. Davis, you do have a quorum at this time. We're also joined by our General Counsel, Ted Jordan, who is dialing in remotely. Myself, I'm also dialing in remotely from home. Currently, we do not have any speakers under general public comment. We also do not have any speaker cards under the neighborhood comments section. No speaker cards or anyone in the public comment queue for any of the items for today's special agenda as well.
Okay, hearing no speaker cards on general public comments, let's go ahead and close the public comments. Also, let's close the neighborhood council commentary as well. That takes us to our first item of business. Item 1, the approval of the minutes from the meeting of Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. Is there a second to my motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Great. A second by Commissioner Villegas, and that will be so moved.
Thank you.
Let's see, item 2. This takes us to item 2 in council districts 1, 4, 10, and 14. Construction order, sidewalk repair program package number 53, project pre-qualified on-call geotechnical structural construction services list. Recommending the board, 1, authorize the city engineer to issue a construction order and a notice to proceed for the project to Mike Perlich and Sons Incorporated in the amount of $1,422,895 with a not to exceed amount of $1,565,185, including contingency. Our representative today is Robert Vega. Commissioner, Robert Vega.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Robert Vega, Program Manager for the Bureau of Engineering Sidewalk Repair Program. The Bureau is here today requesting authority to award Sidewalk Repair Program package number 53 to Mike Perlich and Sons Incorporated, the lowest responsible bidder. The scope of work for package 53 includes repairing sidewalk, constructing curb ramps, and ancillary work at 4 city facility sites in council districts 1, 4, 10, and 14. Repairs constitute 28,000 square feet of sidewalk and 14 curb ramps. The sites that will be repaired are Fire Station 29 on Wilshire Boulevard in Council District 4, the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center on Washington Boulevard in Council District 10, the Los Angeles City Central Neighborhood Partners Youth Fair Chance Building on Bixel Street in Council District 1, and the Public Works Building in Council District 14. The 4 sites were selected utilizing the Sidewalk Repair Program prioritization and scoring system approved by the City Council in January 2018. Based on criteria set forth by the settlement agreement and council direction, the prioritization and scoring system assigns a score based on a site's proximity to a transportation corridor, type of use such as hospitals or other similar facility, and other criteria such as damage severity. On November 7th, 2019, the Sidewalk Repair Program solicited bids from all 9 contractors on the emergency pre-qualified on-call list, the geotechnical structural list. And on December 17th, 2019, 2 bids were received. Mike Perlich and Sons Incorporated was deemed the lowest responsible bidder. Award of the project was deferred until the start of fiscal year 2021, when complete project funding was made available. Funding is now available from the Sidewalk Repair Fund and the SB1 Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Program Special Fund for sidewalk repair contractual services. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
Dr. Davis, you're on mute.
Thank you, Mr. Vega. Commissioners, any questions on the motion? Commissioner Vega?
Villegas, no
Villegas,
questions.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. None? Okay. Commissioner Caloza?
No.
Mute.
We
You're
cannot
muted.
hear you.
You guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you now.
All right, no questions.
Okay. Hearing none, is there a second to my motion to adopt item 2 as amended to the mayor's office for approval according to the cost containment memo forthwith?
I'll second.
Thank you. My motion has been seconded by Commissioner Caloza, and hearing that, it will be so ordered. Let's see. Item number 3. This takes us to 3 in Council District 11, Memorandum of Understanding, Development of Recycled Water, Hyperion Water Reclamation Plan. Recommending the board, 1, authorize the Director of the Bureau of Sanitation to execute proposed memorandum of understanding with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power regarding the roles and responsibilities of the 2 departments in the development of recycled water from the Hyperion Water Reclamation Plan. Our representative today is Dr. Hubertus Cox.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Huub Cox, Division Manager of the Water Recycling Implementation Division of LA Sanitation and Environment. With this agenda item, we're asking your approval to authorize LA Sanitation to enter into an MOU with the Department of Water and Power to implement the city's goals for recycled water. And this goal is directly related to the Green New Deal, the goal of our Mayor, Eric Garcetti, to make the city of LA 100% recycled water by 2035. And to implement that goal is essentially a partnership between 2 departments in the city. It's LA Sanitation and Environment and the Department of Water and Power. And within that partnership, it's the role of the LA Sanitation. It's the recycled water producer, if you will. So it's our part of the partnership to convert Hyperion from one of the largest wastewater treatment plants in the nation to one of the largest water reclamation plants in the nation. Then the Department of Water and Power is going to be their responsibility to convey recycled water, to store recycled water within the various groundwater basins in the city and outside of the city, as well as to make sure that the recycled water is going to be distributed to the final end users. So a partnership, 2 departments, and in my own words, we're going to meet each other at the fence line of Hyperion. We produce the water, and at the fence line, we give it over to the Department of Water and Power, and they're going to take care of it from there on. So the purpose of this MOA is to basically establish a general framework or foundation for this partnership, to identify the general roles and responsibilities of each department in terms of how are we going to do the design of the program, the construction, the environmental review. So that's the overall goal of this MOA. And I think it's also important to note that, of course, there's a lot of cost associated with this program. But the purpose of this MOA is not to deal with the finances or the funding of this program. It's a general framework, and the finances of this program and how it will be funded will be a subject for a second MOA between the two departments that we will bring to your board at a later time. That concludes my staff report, and I'll be happy to address any questions you may have.
Sure. Thank you for that report, Dr. Cox. I wanted to first ask you, in terms of the technology in and of itself, are we one of the leading cities in the country to use it? And if not, are there other cities that use it?
I think it's fair to say that we are indeed one of the leading municipalities when it comes to producing recycled water, but I don't think we're the only one either.
I see.
There are some other municipalities not too far away from here, and I'm thinking about Orange County.
I see.
Also, the county is doing some very good work, which is actually quite similar to what we're doing here in LA City. San Diego is also doing some good work. Mm-hmm. So we are at the forefront, but other cities are definitely doing great work.
Well, I would imagine in the state we at least are the largest doing it.
We are definitely, if not the largest, we are one of the largest. Yes.
Okay, great. So for general education, what is the purpose of us utilizing and transforming our operation to that recycled water operation?
Yeah, good point. And I forgot to mention that in my staff report. So it is our projection that come 2035, I think we will be producing up to 170 mtg of new recycled water. And just to put that in perspective, that is roughly about 1/3 of the total potable water use currently in the city of LA. So it's a big pool of water, new water that is being produced locally, and accordingly that will reduce our reliance of having to import fresh water or potable water from far away sources, and perhaps in the future uncertain sources of water like the Bay Delta and the Colorado River. So this is really related to producing a local source of water independent from other faraway locations. It's related to climate change, it's related to resiliency for the city of LA.
Wonderful. So it will increase our availability and usage of water, obviously. Now, when we look at the usages of water, will this particular recycled water be used for certain kinds of uses versus other kinds of uses? In other words, it's not going to be drinkable water, or what kind of water would we use? I mean, how would this water be used?
So recycled water, you can see it in two categories: non-potable use and potable use. Non-potable use is something that is actually already going on in the city and many other locations for a long time. This program is looking at potable reuse. So in the end, it is something that will come into the potable water distribution system. At this point in time, for our program, we are looking at producing recycled water at Hyperion, which will then be given to Water and Power. And they are looking into bringing the water into the groundwater aquifers. And it will sit there for a long period of time, but then Water and Power will pump it up, they will treat it further, and then they will put it into our drinking water system. So when we speak about recycled water at this point in time, then the end point is potable reuse.
Is this technology different than desalinization of sorts? Or?
That's a great question. We are using some technologies in producing recycled water that are also being used for desalination of seawater. And to mention the specific technology, It is called reverse osmosis. So they do a lot of reverse osmosis for desalination. We use the same technology as one of our many treatment steps to produce recycled water. Mm-hmm. I think the goal of desalination of seawater and the goal of producing recycled water out of wastewater, the goal is the same. It's about resiliency and providing a local water resource. But the source of the water obviously is entirely different.
I see. Great. Thank you so much. Commissioners? No. Commissioner Caloza?
Thank you, President Pro Tem. Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Cox. I had a few questions. Mm-hmm. Could you give us a kind of an overview of the difference between this MOU that's before us today and any changes that you made from the last signing? Just curious.
The previous MOA? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't this a new MOU to replace an old one?
No, this, as far as I know, this is the first MOU that establishes this partnership between LA Sanitation and the Department of Water and Power when it comes to this 100% recycled water program. So this is the first MOA. That is not to say that in the past, probably there are many other MOAs between sanitation and water and power when it comes to specific projects, perhaps even at certain water reclamation plans. However, I'm not personally familiar with those MOAs myself.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just reading this sentence differently. It just said the term of this MOU is 5 years upon the date of the last signature. I was assuming in my head that there was a prior.
Can I add to that? What is meant here is last signature of the person that signs the MOA, this particular MOA.
Got it. Okay. And then in terms of, I guess this is just a process question. I really appreciated Dr. Davis's questions earlier. That was really helpful for him to ask. But is there a reason why we didn't want to see this MOU at the same time as the one that's coming before us? You said it's going to be happening soon about just the budget and the financials of this partnership.
I think we see it as a two-step process or a process with two MOUs because we want to really start with a program, and this MOA, which is establishing the roles and responsibilities, is probably an easy one to quickly establish as opposed to developing an MOA that in the end will have to deal with billions of dollars, which may need more time to be developed. And at the same time, we are already working together with Water and Power. The 2035 deadline that we received from the mayor's office, it sounds like it's far away, but because of the magnitude of this program, for us it feels like around the corner. So we are already working on this, and that is the reason for moving forward as fast as possible with this first MOA.
Okay, got it. And just not a question, but just a last comment for whenever you come back to board with the second MOU for this, it would be nice to see what the cost savings are for the work that you're doing, since you mentioned that this is really about trying to get us away from imported water and having a local source. I'd be curious to see like how many dollars you're actually saving the city from this kind of investment. Would be nice to see in your report.
Yeah, we can definitely include, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Villegas.
Thank you. Jessica asked what I wanted to ask.
Oh, okay. All right, that made it easy.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, can we?
But I do realize that this is a very complicated issue, and I'm really excited that sanitation is moving this forward. I feel that the second MOU that we'll see, you know, with all the cost, that probably is going to take some time just to settle, because I know that the price tag on this is so large. You could probably better answer this, but I don't anticipate that this administration may even see all of the grants and everything that we will likely, you know, be getting in the future for full implementation.
Great.
Mr. Chair, you're on mute.
Okay, technology here.
And
May
Mr. Chair, if I could, just a reminder to the board that we do have Executive Directive number 3 that does require any MOU, MOE that's entered between a department and a proprietary department. In this case, the Department of Water and Power does require the mayoral approval. So suggestion would be to have this board consider this item as amended to require the mayor's approval subject to ED3. In addition to that, the Administrative Code Section 22.324 does indicate that all documents require signatures from the Board of Public Works. So I'd like the board to consider possibly amending the authority instead of the Director of Sanitation to authorize the President or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the MOU. Again, that's for your consideration during your deliberation.
Okay. Well, with that, is there a second to my motion to adopt item 3 as amended, subject to the mayor's approval in Executive Directive 3, and replace the Director of Sanitation with the President or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute a memorandum of understanding?
I'll second that.
Okay. Thank you. We have a second, and that would be forthwith. And hearing no objections, we will move that item forthwith.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Cox.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next will be item 4. This is a contract acceptance, secondary soil renewal program for difficult access reaches DAR 04 Northeast, Los Angeles, Eagle Rock, Boyle Heights, Los Feliz. Recommend the board, 1, accept this contract. Our representative presenting is John Ollinger.
Mr. Chair, there's been a change in representatives last minute. It's going to be Mr. Brett McReynolds. In fact, he may introduce also 4, 5, and 6 today. So again, Brett McReynolds.
Okay, Mr. McReynolds.
Thank you, Dr. Campos. Yeah, we had last-minute cell phone meltdowns, so I'll go ahead and cover all with the board's permission. So let's start with number 4. Contract was awarded by your board on May 3rd, 2017, in the amount of $5,268,000 or $268,412, with a contingency for the total amount of $5,531,833. The project consisted of renewal, replacement, and rehabilitation of approximately 4 miles of sewer line in this difficult access reaches program known as the DAR in the council districts mentioned above, 1 and 4. The project is bounded loosely from the 134 freeway and the LA River. 35 change orders were issued, decreasing the total cost of the project to $4,749,214, which is 9.85% below the award amount. Funding was through the SCM, and the contractors complied with all EEO and labor compliance requirements. There are no unresolved complaints or contractor disputes, and disputed funds have been released. So we are asking and by the way, contract was completed on June 12, 2019. So we're asking for acceptance of this DAR project.
You're muted. You're muted.
Commissioners, are there any questions on item 4? Commissioner Villegas?
No questions. I'm good. Thank you.
Commissioner Caloza, any questions on item 4?
No questions, thank you.
Okay. Hearing none, is there a second to my motion to adopt item 4 forthwith?
I'll second.
Okay. Hearing that there are no objections, I state that we will move this item forthwith. Thank you. And Mr. McReynolds, we have next item 5. This is contract acceptance, Mar Vista Series to multiple high voltage conversion fiscal year 2015-2016 street lighting project. Recommending the board, 1, accept this contract. Our representative again is Mr. McReynolds.
Hello again, Brett McReynolds, Bureau of Contract Administration. This is an acceptance for the Mar Vista Series to Multiple project, which is in Council District 11 in the Mar Vista location, Mar Vista neighborhood. The project was awarded by your board on August 15, 2016, awarded to KDC doing business as Dyna Electric. The project was awarded for $1,591,297 with contingency and authorized budget of $1,829,900. The construction included conduit upgrades and a series to multiple conversion for Bureau street lighting. The old multiple series conversion takes care of some of the old potentially unsafe equipment and upgrading it to the low voltage multiple units. So during construction, the conduit was in worse condition than was anticipated. So as a result, 11 change orders were issued, increasing the contract by $196,338, bringing the final contract amount to $1,787,635. This brought the project to 12.34% above the award amount and 2.31% below its authorized budget. Funds were provided through the MICLA Street Lighting Conversion Fund and also the Mar Vista HV Conversion Fund. Final corrections were completed May 30th, 2019. The contractor complied with all EEO and labor compliance requirements. There are no unresolved property or contractor complaints associated with this, nor are there disputed funds, so we're asking for acceptance.
Okay, any questions on item number 5? Commissioner Caloza?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Villegas?
I just have a quick question. In terms of the differential on all the change orders, it looked like there was about, what is it, like maybe like $200,000. Was that which pot of funds covered it's probably too much detail, and you don't have to answer it today if you don't have that information, but what pot of funds captured the differential?
Yeah, I don't have specifically what pot of funds covered that differential, but I'll be glad to get back to you on that. I can say that the amount of change orders for the amount of street lighting conduit that was replaced is pretty appropriate. That also typically involves a lot of sidewalk repair, potholing, street repair, etc. When we find conduit in that kind of condition on street lighting jobs, we just have to replace it. We don't really have much of a choice, but glad to get back to you on the specifics.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have a motion to accept or adopt item number 5 forthwith?
I'll move.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Villegas, and I will second that motion. Any objections? Hearing and seeing none, I move that I accept that this item will go forthwith. Thank you, and we will move to item number 6, which will, it's our last item, and it will include Council District 13. It's contract acceptance, Lemon Grove Lighting, Phase 2 Street Lighting Project, TCSPL-5006-746. Recommending the board, 1, accept this contract. Our representative today again is Mr. Brett McReynolds.
Thank you again, Dr. Davis, President Tempor. This is Brett McReynolds, Bureau of Contract Administration. This project is the Lemon Cove Lighting, Phase 2 Street Lighting in Council District 13. On January 18, 2019, the contract was awarded by your board to VT Electric in the amount of $184,844 with a contingency for a total of $212,500. The project installed new low voltage lighting circuits and street lights in addition to new concrete poles in the pedestrian and vehicle zone in Council District 13. One change order was issued, decreasing the total cost of the project to $182,144, which is 1.4% below its award amount. The change was just due to materials that wasn't used. These jobs are typically jobs that involve bid items, and so we did bid item adjustments at the end, and that's what we did on this one. Came out a little bit less. Funding was provided by the Streetlight Maintenance Assessment Fund. Contractors comply with all EEO and labor compliance requirements. All work, including final corrections, was complete May 23rd, 2019, and there are no unresolved property complaints or disputed funds. So we're asking for acceptance on this one as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on the motion? Commissioner Villegas?
None. I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Caloza, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Great. With that, I would like to know if anybody will second my motion that we'll adopt item 6 forthwith.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. It's seconded by Commissioner Caloza. Any objections? Hearing and seeing none, this item will be approved forthwith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McReynolds. Dr. Campos, does this clear the desk?
Yes, it does.
Great. Thank you. We are now adjourned. Our managers' meeting is canceled, and we will meet next
Tuesday.
Thank you.
August 11th.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Great. I've stopped the recording.